Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? I am going to be direct and quick and straightforward. After 5 years, congratulations for the injuring, torturing, the medical blacklisting, the lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, arrest refusals, false arrest, being completely and totally mutilated, being completely and totally deformed, being medically blacklisted, a lot of lies against me, full physical identity theft from Lennox and Addington, Ontario provincial police, sex slavery traffickers, human traffickers, and guilty of murders and cover-ups through one Bill Wooldridge, 149 Centre Street, North Napanee, Ontario, approximately 70 years old, believes that he is me, thinks that he is Harry Potter. He was also guilty of stalking and murdering my mother in 2020. Blair Frederick Hardy, meth trafficker, guilty of rapes, guilty of identity thefts and frauds, financial thefts and frauds, and he is the boss to OPP cops. Jason Gimpy Two-Step in Alstein is guilty of murders and attempted murders. He's a drug trafficker, sells laced fentanyl in Kingston, Ontario at the hub. Tyler Teabag Lake, guilty of murdering my dog, Runt in 2023, guilty of attempted murder on me. Ray LeBlanc, guilty of injuring and torturing and murdering my dog with Tyler Lake, March 2023. There is also Dale Hartwick, and there is Tony Hearns. They are the OPP accomplices. They are the reason that all the drugs and the crime is in Napanee and taking place. They are the boss and co-offenders to Robert Kane, 7224, Spencer Mills, 14716, ex-chief or commander, year 2019, who drove a white Jeep Wrangler and had me shot. Shannon Cork, Dave Weiss, Robert Lucas, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now AMHS in Kingston, and Shelley Hafner. When people are going missing in Napanee and people are being murdered, and it is being covered up through Lennox and Addington Hospital as well, who are accomplices and co-offenders and guilty of medical treatment refusals, discriminations, having me falsely arrested to prevent anything legal on them for the crimes that they are guilty of, for the criminal medical negligence, the file falsifications, the medical blacklisting, through one Dr. Tatiana V, who happens to be, Margie V, Tatiana V, she uses two names. She is a name and file falsifier, medical blacklister, girlfriend to Stacy, the mental health worker, and the one that has shared this against me, having me falsely arrested and charged to prevent anything legal on cops and doctors for their crimes that they are criminally and negligently involved in with criminal intent. Dr. Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Coverups, who had me kicked out of the hospital for no reason, causing me serious lung damage. Patient Relations Brown had me falsely charged, and it was co-conspired with OPP in an attempt to try to get out of the crimes that they are guilty of by having me fucking falsely charged. And the reason all of this happened is because of me speaking of the human trafficking and the human sex trade, slavery trafficking, and homeless exploitation for monetary gain out of the mission in Napanee. That is one piece of shit named Bill Wooldridge. He also goes by He's Bill Wooldridge, Bill Delarosable, Bill Cooldridge, Robert Cross, Stephen Maben, and a James Bubbles. He also thinks that he is me and Harry Potter. He also believes he is my dad and thinks that we were switched at birth, was calling my mother mom when he was stalking her, the piece of shit. He is a fucking pedophile, sex slavery trafficker, and a junkie for OPP ex-chief. He was caught May 2021 giving head to a kid in his own driveway on Center Street. Like he is a filthy fucking pig. That is Mr. NHL, Mr. Philadelphia Flyer, Mr. Pillhead, Mr. Burt the Hitman Hustler, who is guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. The good old Jason Gimpy two-step in Allstein, the one that's guilty of the crack that's in Napanee. He is guilty of the meth that's in Napanee with Hardy. He is the one that's causing the fentanyl overdoses by lacing it to cause the murders through the overdoses, and it's being done with intent. Just because he's a fucking stroke victim, he's very seriously dangerous because he's working with him for OPP. And he cannot be arrested, and the little piece of shit knows it. Mr. Animal Torturer and Killer Tyler Teabag Lake, who is involved with my identity theft with Blair Hardy and Jason Van Alstyne. These are all Robert Kane, crack and meth-fed low-life pieces of shit and rat informants for them. That is Tony Axelrose Hearns, and he is guilty of being involved with my identity theft, which I can prove. And he is guilty of attempted murder with Dale Hartwick. You want to get charges dropped for any kind of stabbings or anything, and that's how he's getting away with it. He is aiding OPP by committing fucking crimes for them to get those charges dropped. And that is one Mr. Blair Frederick Hardy, Mr. Gerbler, Mr. Homosexual Obsessed Stalker, financial thefts and frauds, identity thefts and frauds, stalking. He's guilty of rapes. He's guilty of welfare, disability, pension thefts and frauds, forgeries, bank frauds, insurance frauds, meth trafficking, and he's guilty of multiple murders with him for OPP. rolls into town in a fucking Mercedes, and all of a sudden people start getting killed through the mission. Went through full physical fucking identity theft and change while having my skull split, my brain split, my body seriously injured and mutilated while being called a suicidal self-harmer and a drug addict, which I do not do, lies about long criminal record and history, lies about psychological record and history, and none of it is true. I had not even been to a hospital in almost 10 years prior to being shot by XOPP chief. They are a bunch of bullshit fucking lies that they are using against their victims to get their crimes covered up for when they are injuring and torturing them and committing murders. They can use those kind of fucking bullshit narratives against their victims to have them covered up. And I guarantee if I am not the only one going through this full physical identity theft. If they've done this to me, they've done it to others. How people are disappearing, murdered and missing. It is being done through the fucking cops. It is being done through the justice of the peace, who is guilty of obstructions, accusations, threats, and intimidations as well. As it stands right now, Blair Frederick Hardy, you're guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. Jason Gimpy, two-step Van Alstyne, is guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. Tyler T. Bag Lake is guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. Ray LeBlow, Bert the Hitman Hustler, Robert Berry, his boyfriend Robert, Dale Hartwick, and Tony Hearns. They are the OPP, drug trafficking, gang stalking, low-life pieces of shit in Napanee who cannot be arrested or touched no matter what they do without $22,000 extortion from these fucks. I go through injuring and torturing and deforming on a daily fucking basis, and there is nothing I can do about it because of me being medically blacklisted. So this assured everything for everyone, while everyone is getting away with the crimes which can be proven through OPP, through the hospital, through the doctors, the justice of the peace. And the reason nobody can be arrested also is because of the crimes that they are committing with and for the police. They don't want it getting out that they are committing human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, full physical identity thefts to frame their victims, and also having people murdered and covered up right in Napanee under unsuspecting eyes and noses. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. I would seriously take this very serious and beware, because there's fuck all that I can do about what has happened to me. They are all a bunch of obsessed homosexual pieces of shit, lowlife, and that's exactly what the fuck they are, and they're getting away with doing this. They have gotten away with it. I'm 52 years old now, as a matter of fact. Jason Gimpy, two-step Van Alstyne, inbred piece of shit garbage, and Tyler Lake, who are a lot younger than I am. And I have pictures where I look exactly like these fucks now, along with Dale Hartwick, along with Tony Hearns, along with Blair Frederick fucking Hardy, and the rest named. So I hope this is being seen, and I hope people are aware and taking this very serious, because the damage is fucking done to me. In one way or another, I will get arrest on cops in Napanee. I will get arrest on doctors, and I will get arresting and see every one of you fucking junkie lowlives in prison for the rest of your life, whether you work with and for OPP cops or not. I am not going to be fucking killed or be taken down for any crimes that these lowlives are guilty of because of what's been done to me. Obsessed homosexual fucking junkie pieces of shit, and that's exactly what they are. Stalking and murdering my mother to get away with this, so you, in hopes of not having to prove any DNA, in hopes that you could fucking try to get away with this. Burning my fucking brain out of my head, torturing me on a daily basis in hope that I go crazy, wanting me to call myself Jason fucking Van Alstyne. I don't think so. I am not the delusional junkie that you are, you lowlife. I know exactly who the fuck I am, and the day I call my fucking self Jason Gimpy Van Alstyne or any one of you lowlives will be the day the hell freezes over. I am well aware who the fuck I am. Like I said, this is being done to me by these low-life motherfuckers who work with and for the cops, and there's nothing I can do. My legal, my medical, my human rights have been taken from me. So they get away with this shit that's being done while I'm injured and tortured and fucking deformed on a daily basis and having to go through it. And I can certainly 100% prove every single word I have said. And by whom, how, and why. Since 2019. Never speak OPP crimes because you will be fucking murdered. And they will get away with it one way or another. Somebody needs to check the walls of Quinney Detention Center because there possibly is bodies inside that fucking place. Compliments of the cops having people murdered through fucking inmates and junkie lowlives that they can give drop charges to and free fucking drugs at the drop of a hat. Boom. You need homicide, you just give meth and crack to these fucking lowlives, to Van Alstyne and to Lake and the rest of them. And it will be done in Napanee. Robert Cross or James Bubbles or fucking whoever the hell you are at 149 Center Street North, I'm gonna see your balls strung up on a tree, you lowlife fuck. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that, and I don't want to see that happen. I just want to see you stuck in prison cell for the rest of your natural fucking life, where you deserve, along with the cops that you work with and for, and our bosses too. And any bloodlines much besides mine, you fucks, because that's exactly what has taken place.